Okay, so Sega has dropped a bunch of new info. They showed some of the new features and additions that we'll break down and analyze, as well as the new customizable options. They did this with a video, as well as other information from various places like interviews and etc. And it seems like Sega is addressing concerns about the graphics instead of ignoring them like they have in the past. And I didn't think I'd be making this video, but I'm glad to be able to show a lot more positive side to this game, since I am legitimately excited. And we got a bit of new details that I think changed my perspective a bit, since they even gave out some new modes and features in the remaster. With all the recent media releases they've given out, it seems like they're now in the phase of production, where we're right on the verge of seeing the marketing for this pop up everywhere, or at least where they're able to get it. Since it's just a basic remaster with new stuff added, it likely won't get nearly the same push Rangers or even Origins will get, especially with how Takashi said in my last video that he wants Origins out before the movie so they can mutually benefit each other. Then after both the movie and Origins give goodwill and excitement for the Sonic brand, there will be a huge amount of public hype for Sonic Rangers! But for now, with how long it's been since a proper release, I think fans just want something. Since the budget for Colors Ultimate isn't like astronomical, it'll be a nice bag of cash, as this game will certainly do pretty well. And I'm seeing that with the public consensus having switched back to positivity for the project, which I'm all about, baby. Good vibes only. So let's start with the new video the official Sonic page put up. They put out a video, and it starts with the HD visual improvements. To be honest, I'm not really upset by the graphics, because there's physically no way you could expect them to take this game coming out in a few months and make it look like Ratchet and Clank. And not even the new one, but the 2016 Ratchet and Clank. It's fine, but other than the resolution and frame rate change, I'm honestly confident a PS3 could run this. Graphics aren't everything, and I totally agree, 100% gameplay over graphics. But since it's a remaster with the original gameplay, I mean, there are other new additions that we'll get into, and everyone has talked about the graphics, so let's just move on past the graphics. Here they show the new mode, Rival Rush. Here you'll play through the regular levels, but will race alongside an AI Metal Sonic to get progression and unlock items, which we'll get into after this. Now, this kind of feels off to me, because while I'm glad for a new mode, this clearly would be better as multiplayer. It would give the game an entirely new perspective and enjoyment to not only be able to play the Gameland co-op, but the main levels as well. Personally, I don't even really like playing games single player, as I want to play with my friends, and I think a lot of people are like me. So while it would be more work, it's a choice that's probably alienating a good chunk of their audience in potential sales. I mean, if I could buy it co-op with friends, I would buy this game so many times. Regardless, since I was asking for an optional added challenge, rather than it only being additions to make the game easier, this mode is very welcome in my opinion. And next is the customization, which will probably be the biggest pull to me picking this up. But before we get into it, the Sonic Show is the #1 source of all Sonic news, but we couldn't be without you. So go drop a like and write your thoughts on this news in the comments. And yes, I actually read them. Quintuple check your subbed and belled, as you will not want to miss all the crazy Sonic news we will be getting in the next couple months. And the Sonic Show is so close to 100K. All right, now let's get into the... Dalmatian shoes, baby! This is where we will see the customizations you'll be able to unlock with the park tokens you gather. You're going to unlock unique boosts, auras, shoes, and gloves for Sonic. You don't want his hands to get cold, do you? So boosts, I assume, are clearly his boost trail, but is aura that blue glow he has? I mean, these are all cool, and will incentivize a lot of replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head. But they just aren't blowing me out of the water. I was really hoping to unlock different playable characters with no gameplay changes and purely aesthetic. But instead, you get green shoes. It's still neat regardless. the Jade Ghost. So I guess this is a new Wisp, which is pretty cool. And it, quote, transforms Sonic, fly around and pass through solid objects to reach hidden areas, which sounds cool. It could be a super interesting feature for speedruns, which will be a lot of fun to have with this new release. This new Wisp, or whatever it is, does almost have my name in it, which is epic. But it seems like this will just add new stuff. It won't be something to make the core gameplay easier, which we love, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, customizable controls, let's get into it all. I mean, there's actually not much at all to talk about with customizable controls. Like, yeah, the Wii didn't have that, but there wasn't much to customize, I mean. I think this is a given in 2021, so let's just move on to the next one. That's one that's dividing a lot of the fan base. The tail save. So this is what initially got people yearning for different playable characters. In the trailer, you couldn't see Sonic's model since he was in Wisp form, and since there was a Tails coin and a Tails player icon in the corner, people assumed too much of this random not Sonic team that's remastering this. This will make the game easier, but I guess it's not a big deal really. It only saves a little bit of time if you fall, but if you're an epic Sonic gamer like me, you simply don't fall. So yeah, good chance I will likely never encounter the tail save since I'm never going to fall. Now, before we get into the 100 ring count, I'm going to be upfront and say I really don't know if I like this one. So, when you collect 100 rings, you gain temporary invincibility and it boosts your score after each level. Now, score will only really affect your XP and getting the cosmetics, I think, so that's obviously not the issue. They show the invincibility mechanic, and you even brush up against that enemy and they're toast. Especially with how easy literally all the enemies already are, this seems like a bit much. Getting 100 rings apparently is very common in this game, especially since the enemies often won't hit you. So I think making it easier to just blaze through the level certainly disrupts the intended pacing of the level design, right? Regardless, we'll just have to see how balanced it is in the final release, since their video only shows Sonic walking around slowly in a circle. So the new music is very contentious among fans. Some like the new remixes, a lot of others despise them. Personally, and nobody's going to like this, but it's my personal opinion, so you have to respect it. But since I have no nostalgia, having never played Colors before, I think the original soundtrack is probably one of the weakest Sonic OSTs. So I'm open to hearing these new interpretations. Plus, I think you're able to switch the soundtracks, so a win-win for everyone, right? Only thing I'm curious about, and I'll get more into it next, is the Digital Deluxe has exclusive music, which makes me kind of sad that they're holding that from the rest of us. But I understand. The Digital Deluxe doesn't have much else benefit to warrant the cost, so they gotta do what they gotta do. It's just business. We haven't heard all the songs from the remixed OST yet, so I'm going to hold off judgment until then. Then they show the Digital Deluxe pre-orders, which we've already seen, but most of you don't know this. And if you're watching this video, you're likely someone who's getting the short end of the stick. Aww. Why? Well, because Japan is getting a physical deluxe with a collector's coin, an art book, and a CD. But we get the Digital Deluxe. And if you buy it physically, you don't get any of that, but you do get a Baby Sonic keychain. And that version is slightly cheaper, so it's actually a smart investment move. If you hold long enough, you could be raking in hundreds of thousands per Baby Sonic keychain. But what do I know? I'm a raccoon, and this is not financial advice. But I am legally entitled to disclose that I have ordered over 100 copies, and I'm planning on throwing away all the games and just keeping the Baby Sonic keychains. So what was I talking about? Raccoon ADHD is real. Oh yeah, the little blue guy game. Yeah, Colors Ultimate is looking more flippin' sweet as time passes, but I wouldn't expect anything mind-blowing. Just a fun, simple Sonic experience that offers a lot of new replay value. I've heard the original game is about the length of forces, so hopefully the new progression system and cosmetic goals will make replaying the levels feel satisfying and exciting again. And if you're a fan of Sonic X, the Sonic Show is doing an over 10-hour marathon of Sonic X soon. I'll post the date on Twitter and Discord when I crunch the numbers like my accountant would be doing if I wasn't committing tax fraud. So follow the Twitch with notifications on so you don't miss it. Subscribe because not only is The Sonic Show the #1 source for all Sonic news, but that's right, we're the only source for Sonic news. So if you don't sub and bell, I can promise you will never see Sonic news again. Sorry, kiddo. And all jokes aside, thanks for all the love on the videos lately. I wasn't lying, I really do read through the comments. And it's been literally all positivity lately, so I appreciate that. I'm having a blast making videos and working on this major secret project, and I hope you all stay with me for what wildness the future brings for Sonic. Oh, and actually I got another new little teaser for that big project, which I hope you like. Lots of love, peace!